Good evening, Raiders, and welcome to Alpharetta High School's Curriculum Night 2020. My name is Andrew Bola, and I have the privilege of serving as Alpharetta High School's Virtual Learning Lab Coordinator, alongside of Denise Baugh, our Study Skills Instructor and Virtual Lab Instructor. So a few things we're going to go over just about Fulton Virtual School, Georgia Virtual School, credit recovery, what does a typical day in the lab look like, as well as progress reporting. In today's climate, obviously virtual learning has grown. With that being said, there are several different platforms that students can choose to take a course. Fulton Virtual School and Georgia Virtual School are two of those platforms. Most students take courses on these platforms if it's their first time taking a course. If a student fails a course initially and needs to recover it, this is also an option that's exercised sometimes, but for the most part, we have many students who are taking a course for the first time through Fulton Virtual School and Georgia Virtual School. So Fulton Virtual School, the homepage looks like this. The image is on the screen. These classes are taken off campus whenever we do return to school face-to-face. So if you have a Fulton Virtual School class period on your schedule, that's got to be taken off campus. So you'll leave the campus just for that class. The instructors are all Fulton County educators. They're all state of Georgia certified teachers, but that they are employed through Fulton County. So it is a very likely chance. There's a very likely chance that if you're struggling on something, you need some clarity, maybe a little bit of face-to-face. When we do get back to face-to-face, these teachers, these FBS teachers, can actually meet with you in person. Like I said, scheduling is off campus. Make sure that you fill out the required contract and waiver. That communication will be coming from Dr. Kersey. Just make sure that you complete that because you'll need to get an off-campus sticker. It's a blue sticker that's going to go on the back of your ID that will allow you to leave campus during your required off-campus period. When you register, you'll do that through Fulton County or through Fulton Virtual School's website. There's a spot, you'll see it on the left. It says request a Fulton Virtual course. Just be mindful of the NCAA guidelines, and that's listed below for you. Pacing is pretty much at your own pace. When you do not turn in work, though, Fulton Virtual School teachers, as well as Georgia Virtual teachers, are very good, very proficient at communicating, and they will communicate with the student and parent. And then assessments are taken through Fulton Virtual School, unit tests, final exams. Those are done and handled through Fulton Virtual School teachers. And then the EOC is handled by us at the school. So I will usually pull all of the students who are in an EOC course, send them over to our testing coordinator, and we'll get you scheduled for that EOC course that you're taking. Georgia Virtual School. The instructors are state of Georgia certified educators. They can live anywhere in the state of Georgia. Some educators for GAVS, Georgia Virtual School, even live outside of the state of Georgia and even outside of the country. Scheduling is again off campus. Make sure you complete that required waiver to be able to get your off-campus virtual sticker. Registration is done when you log in to when you get onto the Georgia Virtual School platform. You'll click, if you don't already have an account, you need to click create an account here, and then once you do have an account, you'll log in, and then there's a backpack that you'll need to click on, and you'll add the course or courses that you're looking to enroll in once your counselor confirms that. Okay? Again, be mindful of NCAA guidelines. Always check with your counselor if you're not sure regarding NCAA. Always. Pacing is very regimented at Georgia Virtual School. Deadlines are deadlines at Georgia Virtual School. If an assignment is due on a Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. and you turn it in Thursday, it's 10% off. And Georgia Virtual School is very strict about that. That is a Georgia Virtual School policy, not an individual instructor or teacher policy. I teach myself for Georgia Virtual School, and they are very strict on that. They do ask us to always maintain that policy because we need to be equitable across the board. And then again, assessments like unit tests and final exams are handled through the individual class teacher, the instructor teaching that online course. And then EOCs, same process as FBS. If you're taking an EOC course, I will pull those names, send them to our testing coordinator, and we'll get you scheduled. Credit recovery is another component of our virtual learning lab. When a student enrolls in a credit recovery course, it's because they did not have success and they did not pass the course the first time that they took it. There are only limited offerings in credit recovery, in Fulton Virtual Credit Recovery. Always discuss those options with your counselor before you start emailing and asking to be enrolled in a course. As a precaution, I always verify the transcript of every student enrolled in a credit recovery course, as well as communicate directly with their counselor to ensure that this is the right course of action for that student. That covered scheduling and registration. Pacing is completely at your own pace, but we do send out weekly communication emails as reminders to stay on pace. If you're behind pace or not starting, then those emails come slightly more frequently. Assessments, unit tests, and final exams are also taken in the platform. All assessments for credit recovery must be taken in a proctored setting. Now, whether in universal remote learning, when we do start coming back face-to-face, or we stay universal remote learning, all of that is handled. If it's proctored through universal remote learning, then that would be through Microsoft Teams. You have to join the session and stay on the session the entire time. Just like when you attend face-to-face, it can either be if you're taking a study skills course during your 6-period schedule, we can unlock an assessment during that time. Or if you're not taking a study skills assessment class during your schedule, or you are, but you have an assessment that you need unlocked anyways, then you're able to come Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3:30 to 5:30. If we are face-to-face, that's in room 1704. If not, that'll be on Microsoft Teams. And then same thing with EOCs here as the other platforms. I will pull a complete report of those students taking an EOC course in credit recovery, get those names over to our testing coordinator, and she will get you scheduled for that end of course assessment. A typical day in the virtual lab is really very, very different. There is no typical day. Every day is different because your coursework is different every day. The virtual learning lab is set up like a classroom. So just be ready when you come into a study skills class, or you come after school Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3:30 to 5:30 when we do report back on campus. Just be mindful of classroom expectations and policies and procedures, respecting the instructor, etc. A contract is required in order to begin any credit recovery course. I cannot add a course unless I have a contract. If you are selected to enroll in a credit recovery course, either your counselor or I will communicate that information to you on how to complete a contract. All students taking FVS or GAVS courses are expected to complete their work pretty much during the period that it's on your schedule. So if you have 5th period GAVS, then the expectation is typically that you would be working during 5th period. Students in credit recovery will be assigned to the virtual learning lab for 1 period during the school day. That's a study skills course. Exceptions outside of that, if you do not have study skills in your schedule, that's something that your counselor has been able to work out. And then again, to reiterate, students must take assessments in the virtual lab. Whether in the virtual lab means face-to-face or at a proctored setting on Microsoft Teams, we cannot unlock them unless you are in a proctored setting by myself or the virtual lab instructor, Ms. Ball. We do not have any leeway around that. That is a county policy. Progress reporting, from our end, we'll send weekly emails and communications for FVCR, FVS, and GAVS. FVS and GAVS are only on an as-needed basis. Parents and guardians are welcome to email me to get some information on how to sign up for a parent or guardian portal account so that you can track your students' progress and activity. Again, Fulton Virtual teachers keep in very close contact with AHS students. When you sign up for a Fulton Virtual course, teachers require that students complete an MTTC, which is a Meet the Teacher call, and FVS teachers, as well as GAVS teachers, are extremely responsive to emails. And then a failure to maintain pacing or grade is a counselor and administrative referral. If you have any questions, my contact information, my email is there, as well as Ms. Ball's email. Please email both or any one of us, and we will be sure to get your question answered and any ambiguity cleared up. We are so looking forward to supporting your students this year. Whether we're remote or whether we're face-to-face, we're ready for it. And we look forward to seeing you. Enjoy the rest of curriculum night.